wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah.
It's wild, because like if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time.
Oh, yes.
That makes a difference to people.
Terence Crawford has allegedly ended his quiet streak following Floyd Mayweather's audacious challenge issued after the Canelo Alvarez bout, delivering a comeback that cuts as precisely as his punches. As the boxing community continues discussing Mayweather's statements, observers questioned whether Bud would accept the provocation and respond aggressively. Staying consistent with his character, Crawford unleashed his thoughts, directly confronting Floyd's comments while simultaneously emphasizing his commitment to solidifying his personal legacy. His reaction doesn't merely intensify an already fiery discussion within boxing circles, but simultaneously elevates the pressure surrounding what might become one of the most discussed potential matchups in recent memory.
Me.
Oh, shit, okay, I'm just asking.
Oh,
Floyd was down before.
That would have been a hard fucking fight, though.
Man, me versus anybody. I'm gonna always say me.
Okay.
Come on now.
We've had a lot of comparisons between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. We've even had the conversation to go as far as who would win in a fight between Terence and Floyd. And I truly don't know the answer to that question.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Who would win that fight?
Floyd.
Floyd would win that
Yes,
fight.
sir. I
Floyd
love you, Terrence.
always figures it out.
Yeah,
Yes. He's a chess master.
Yeah, his IQ and
But
that
the
shit
funny
is
thing
crazy.
about it is Terence has been the only other guy that people can say he always figures it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true.
But you gotta have an OG somewhere.
Anybody
though.
else? Yeah.
There's an OG
Somebody
somewhere.
got to pioneer it, right? Yeah, you got to.
There's an OG you can't out-figure out somewhere.
yeah,
And I just believe Floyd is that OG you can't out-figure out.
Stephen A. Smith praised Terence Crawford's showing in his clear victory against Canelo Alvarez, declaring him boxing's premier fighter currently. He contended that Crawford had accomplished something remarkable, ascending weight classes, conquering a prominent title holder who possessed all 4 championships in the super middleweight category, and achieving this through overwhelming dominance. Stephen A. highlighted both Crawford's tactical expertise and his psychological resilience plus reliability throughout numerous years. According to Stephen A., Crawford's capacity to defeat elite competition while preserving a perfect professional record and now securing unified champion status in another weight division positions him atop boxing's present-day pecking order.
Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this 4-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion 3 times over. 140 pounds, 147, now 168 pounds, claiming all the belts. You don't see people doing that very often. Going up against a guy who was perceived as being bigger and stronger, Crawford was strong. Crawford was strong enough to fend him off, strong enough to make him respect his own power. He used his jab, he used his distance. He had poise in the ring, he wasn't rattled. He backed up and moved when necessary and kept us different. He exchanged enough to gain respect when necessary. It was a brilliant, brilliant, masterful fight on Terence Crawford's part, and it was definitely a legacy fight, something he had told me. He had been telling me for the last 2 years. He had one time I was at a UFC event, Molly and Cam, at the Sphere.
Shane Mosley considers Terence Crawford superior to Floyd Mayweather in multiple crucial aspects, particularly dimensions and physical attributes. Mosley highlights that Crawford possesses natural size benefits, including extended reach and enhanced power that Mayweather seldom enjoyed, specifically within the welterweight category. Nevertheless, Mosley doesn't underestimate Mayweather completely. He stresses Floyd's remarkable technical precision, defensive abilities, and boxing intelligence as distinguishing characteristics. Though Crawford might not require dependence on elusive tactics given his natural advantages, Mayweather's expertise in such elements enabled him to triumph in contests despite facing larger opponents. Mosley contends that Crawford merges physical superiority with outstanding abilities. Yet Mayweather's reputation was established through virtually perfect execution.
Who do you think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can't knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford...
During a guest spot on the Ariel Helwani program, Terence Crawford discussed parallels drawn between himself and Floyd Mayweather, highlighting Canelo Alvarez's distinctive viewpoint as someone who competed against both boxers. Crawford stressed that these encounters happened under remarkably contrasting circumstances. Mayweather battled a youthful, inexperienced Canelo, while Crawford confronted him at 168 pounds when Canelo had matured completely and was seasoned through holding the unified super middleweight championships. Based on available information, Canelo stated he experienced greater force from Crawford than he previously felt from Floyd.
Recognize this was a 168-pounder fighting a 147-pounder. He had one fight at 154 last August, was the undisputed king at 147, beating Errol Spence in July of 2023, came back the following year, fought Israel Madrimov at the soccer stadium in Los Angeles, and then did everything he could to get this fight, played his cards the right way, and there he was, standing face-to-face against Canelo Alvarez, who did seem for the longest time like he didn't want to take this fight, and because there was great risk involved, because not only is Terence Crawford one of the all-time best fighters in the history of the sport, he's smaller than him, so a lot of people would be like, oh, of course you're going to beat the smaller guy, right? But I think Canelo recognized, yeah, he might be smaller, but he's that damn good. Like I said, switch hitter, boxing IQ, higher than most, if not anyone in the game.
During a guest spot on the Ariel Helwani program, Terence Crawford discussed parallels drawn between himself and Floyd Mayweather, highlighting Canelo Alvarez's distinctive viewpoint as someone who competed against both boxers. Crawford stressed that these encounters happened under remarkably contrasting circumstances. Mayweather battled a youthful, inexperienced Canelo, while Crawford confronted him at 168 pounds when Canelo had matured completely and was seasoned through holding the unified super middleweight championships. Based on available information, Canelo stated he experienced greater force from Crawford than he previously felt from Floyd.
Have you thought about going for 51-0, beating Mayweather's record with 50-0? Is that something that you thought about?
I already said I was never gonna beat Mayweather record. That's not something that I wanted to do.
Okay.
To be honest, I was gonna retire if I didn't get this Errol Spence fight.
Crawford reinforces his admiration for Mayweather by describing him as iconic and emphasizing that authentic parallels aren't necessary. He underscores that Mayweather's time frame has been permanently etched in boxing lore as an epoch of supremacy, while his current era involves constructing a separate form of heritage. By rejecting manufactured competition, Crawford positions the dialogue to celebrate both athletes' achievements. This methodology not only eliminates feudal contrasts, but also advances boxing by acknowledging diverse manifestations of excellence instead of requiring one conclusive resolution.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know. I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you? Keyshawn beat Tank?
Keyshawn beat everybody. Him and Shakur.
How you feel about them not fighting each other? That's cool?
Yeah, that's cool. They don't need to fight each other.
Was there anybody ever...
They can beat up everybody else.
Was there anybody ever like that in boxing with you? Because not really Sean Porter, right?
Nope. Nope.
No friends in this business for you?
I think Tim Bradley would have been like that.
Okay.
I think me and Tim Bradley would have been like that. I wouldn't have fought Tim.
If the opportunity presented itself against Floyd, you would have, though, even though you admire him so much and he's so great. But you
Floyd, yeah, because I wasn't as close. Me and Floyd close now, but when Floyd was boxing, I wasn't as close with Floyd like I am now.
How do you beat Floyd though? Like, since nobody's been able to crack that code.
You think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore. So that fight ain't gonna happen.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you?
I think you got your answer there.
Nah, I didn't hear nothing. Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Gervonta Davis.
Beat your
Okay, that's a no. That's a no.
Robert Garcia praised Terence Crawford's performance versus Canelo Alvarez, stating Crawford met the anticipations numerous people held for him. He highlighted his strength, technique, and calmness during competition as evidence of thorough preparation and natural ability. By defeating a superstar of Canelo's caliber, Crawford proved he can excel at boxing's pinnacle, solidifying his position among the sport's legendary fighters. Garcia's commendation adds additional legitimacy to Crawford's standing in boxing, demonstrating that experienced coaches and commentators acknowledge and appreciate his accomplishments. Exceptionally promising opportunity.
Really good chance. Did you see on Saturday night exactly why you gave him that chance?
I think so. You know, he's very talented. He's a very disciplined fighter also. He's healthy. And, you know, a lot of people were saying, oh, well, he hasn't fought or he didn't look too good against Madrimov at 154. How can he look good? He's a talented fighter. And that challenge for him pushed him even harder to train harder and to be better. That challenge, you know, went up against Canelo, moving up 2 divisions, hearing that people are saying, oh, he didn't look too good against Madrimov, so how could he look good at 68? Well, that motivated more, man. He trained hard. He did what he had to do. You know, like I always said, you know, I wasn't going to put money on it because it's also very dangerous, right? Canelo's a beast, strong. So I never really, you know, I wasn't going to put money on it, but I did give him a chance. He's got talent, man. He's got skills, and what he did was unbelievable, man. You know, we were, there was another show that we do with Boxing Scene, and we had it right before the fight, at 4 o'clock, before the main card started. And they asked me, what's your final prediction? I said, you know what? I'm going to say it, Crawford by decision. You know, because I talked to Bomac on Thursday night. They're in Vegas. And he seemed very positive, motivated. So that kind of gave me a little, you know what? My final prediction is Crawford by decision. And he pulled it off.
Numerous supporters and experts consider the concept of a Crawford against Mayweather bout as contrived for multiple factors. Initially, Mayweather has been retired extensively, making the contest only feasible as a demonstration or hypothetical situation, not genuine competition between peaks. Additionally, observers believe that parallels are being exaggerated to promote Crawford's present accomplishments by utilizing Mayweather's iconic reputation as a standard. Furthermore, certain detractors contend that Crawford's approach, switching stances, counterpunching, and defensive excellence, lacks excitement or entertainment value for mainstream viewers who favor knockout-focused battles, viewing the publicity as promotional rather than athletic merit. Lastly, there's worry regarding sentimental prejudice. Countless enthusiasts prefer Mayweather remain considered supreme, making any assertion that someone has exceeded him seem like advancing an agenda instead of objective assessment.
Terence Crawford versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. Who wins this fight? I'm going with Terence Crawford, and I don't think that's unpopular or crazy to say. I think most people will agree with me. I understand Floyd Mayweather has a lot of fans out there, but the truth is, as great as Floyd Mayweather is, Terence Crawford is one of one. And I say that because who else has knockout power in both hands, is able to switch stances between orthodox and southpaw so seamlessly while having great footwork? It's not like Terence Crawford is some stationary target or a flat-footed fighter that's going to be chasing Floyd around. Terence Crawford knows how to cut the ring off. He has tremendous ring IQ. And not only is he a great boxer, but he's a great fighter. He'll be able to make it dirty. If he is on the inside with Floyd, that power will carry him far. And I just don't see how Floyd will be able to beat a Terence Crawford. I really don't see it. I understand Floyd's defense is incredible, but he is smaller than Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford would have a significant reach advantage on Floyd Mayweather. I believe Terence Crawford would also be taller than Floyd Mayweather, as well as all the skillful and technical aspects of what I just laid out prior. So I don't understand how anybody could pick Floyd Mayweather to beat Styles
Terence
make
Crawford.
fights, and I believe Terence has the style to beat one Floyd Mayweather. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Whether you agree or disagree, it doesn't matter. Join the discussion, subscribe for more, and leave a like if you enjoyed the time spent. Thank you. You are all appreciated.
Crawford has emphasized that he honors Floyd Mayweather's accomplishments and views him as his generation's premier boxer. Simultaneously, Crawford maintains that he represents a distinct period, one where he is building his own supremacy and establishing excellence according to his standards instead of attempting to surpass someone who concluded their career without defeat. He contends that cross-generational parallels are pointless, believing each fighter's reputation should be evaluated within their competitive time frame. Crawford's position demonstrates respect for Mayweather's heritage and assurance in his personal journey, highlighting that excellence doesn't demand defeating former champions, but demonstrating superiority during one's own epoch.
Everyone is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah. Nah, we ain't going out that much.
No, we aren't venturing out frequently. No, following his defeat to Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez openly admitted that Crawford surpassed him during their bout, and additionally implied that Crawford exceeds Floyd Mayweather in certain areas. Given that Canelo has competed against both fighters at elite levels, his assessment holds additional legitimacy. He confessed he couldn't solve Crawford's approach throughout their contest, despite thorough preparation, and praised Crawford for demonstrating superior completeness in technique. Canelo's viewpoint proves especially significant because it stems from direct involvement rather than conjecture.
I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather. We already know, we knew Crawford is a great fighter, and I did what I supposed to do, right? I tried for every way, and I trained really hard, and he deserved all the credit. No, I try my best tonight, and I just cannot figure out the style.
Was it something specific, the movement or his speed or power, or what? Was there something you could put your finger on that gave you the most trouble?
Everything.
Okay.
He have everything. You know what? Sometimes you try and your body cannot go, right? That's my frustration. Maybe I can figure out Crawford, but my body cannot go anymore. So I try it, but my body just not let me go. And you need to accept it. That's it. He's a great fighter. He's a good fighter. He knows how to move and everything.
Numerous boxing professionals resist the constant parallels between Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford, considering them overstated. They contend that Mayweather's career was characterized by attributes that simply cannot be duplicated. His defensive brilliance, perfect ring intelligence, and unmatched capacity to control contests with clinical accuracy. For these commentators, Crawford's present accomplishments, though remarkable, remain shaped more by publicity and fans' enthusiasm to establish a new successor to Mayweather's legacy than by equivalent achievements. They additionally emphasize the stylistic differences. Mayweather constructed his reputation through methodical defense and business expertise, while Crawford excels through stance alterations, measured intensity, and chance-taking. Among doubters, these comparisons appear more sentimental than practical.
Terence Crawford isn't Mayweather. I need you guys to sit here, grab somebody close to you, hold their hand, sit down, say it with me. Terence Crawford is not Floyd Mayweather. They're just both black. That's the only similarities they have. They both black. Terence Crawford loves being hit. The guy likes to scrap. He likes to brawl. Terence Crawford isn't even an Alexander Usyk. This guy loves being hit. He gets a thrill out of it. He sticks his tongue at his opponents when he is hit. Look at that. He enjoys that stuff. He tends to fight with low hands at times. He tends to exchange and brawl in the pocket, plant and fire, despite him having really great feet. Sometimes he likes to sit there and fire. You have Terence Crawford beating Canelo, that's fine. I get you. But don't bring up Floyd Mayweather. No similarities. Floyd was way quicker, way sharper, better defensively, better reflexes, better timing, better IQ, better damn near everything. So say it with me one more time before we go. Terence Crawford, we said it, is not Floyd Mayweather. There we go.
Do you believe Terence Crawford has already equaled or even surpassed Floyd Mayweather at his peak? Or is this matchup still more hype than reality? Share your thoughts below.